Here's the disclaimer. This is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. Cryptocurrencies are risky. Do your due diligence and invest at your own risk. You can lose money.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Crypto Plunder. My name is J Tragic Jeffrey, and there will be no champagne sipping, crypto pumping. I can only give you the real in the crypto world. Today is September 26, 2017. Let's talk about the markets. Up. Last few days have been up. I hope everybody's been all right. I've been extremely busy on some projects. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But you can see we've got some ups. We've got a lot of green. Percentage changes. We see gas. One of the ones I told you about last week that I was really interested. Game credits is up. The robot army targeted this one. Outstanding move in position. Plus, it has some interesting plays behind the scene, things that are going on. So it's not only just having the bot army running on something, it's also doing it once there's some news going in. Taking a look at token card. Because I really want to make a play on every single one of the card-based cryptocurrencies. Funfair's up. Now, as you know, I'm a long-term holder in that one. Neo, which I've been trading on most of the month. Actually turned it off for a little bit, but turned it back on to make my profit yesterday, which I'll also talk about. Still holding bags and a lot of stuff. Pay 10x has been doing great. So I'm going to keep my eye on Stratus. I got to see whether or not it's close to getting whether or not Stratus is going to be back in play soon. Monaco, I'm actually now begun targeting that. As I said, I'm going to be doing some. I want to hit all of the cards. I figure they all move together. They all swim together, so I want to go ahead and make money on every single one of them if I can. Co-found it. I'm still holding a major bag on that. So let's look at the news, see why we're green. This is not important. 111 altcoins will be traded on Korea's new exchange. So there we go. That's some green news. This ban may end. Green news. Hong Kong gripped by cryptomania. Green news. SEC creation of a cyber unit, including ICO oversight. Regulation is not a bad thing. That just means they're going to just be watching a bunch of daggone companies, which means legitimacy in the space is coming soon. Zimbabwe is trading high. 85% of the premium in Zimbabwe. 72,000. 7,200 on Bitcoin in Zimbabwe. That's crazy. Think about that. That's going to easily happen naturally here. So that just tells you already there's a going price of 72,000. 7,200. Damn, I don't want to say 72,000. 7,200 on Bitcoin. So building blockchains, right model. See, there's a lot of green news, green news, green day. So we're not going to spend too much time on the news. I'm keeping this one extremely short today, because I want to really give you some updates of things that I've been working on, why I haven't been around, what have I been up to. One of those there's been something that I see as a flaw with the bot. Not a negative flaw, but one that I haven't been able to find any other avenues to compensate for what I want. And what I wanted was a tracking device to track my coin. Now, I understand that there's paid services out there, one of which is free, but you've got to pay like a bunch of Bitcoin if you want to go long term with it. And I don't need that right now. What I need is something, especially when it's basically manipulated on the price of Bitcoin itself. So what I mean by that, not manipulated in a negative way, where instead of it focusing on you being able to concentrate on acquisition of a particular coin. So in this sheet, which is called my Gunbot Playbook, as you see here, I have something called BTC. This is the team that I am running for. Is why I call it playbook, because I'm treating this like football. All right. So in this playbook, I have BTC. I want to accumulate BTC. So starting on the 17th, I started this sheet, which would just be something to tell me, am I accumulating more Bitcoin or am I not accumulating more Bitcoin? And while you see what today's value here is set up for, is it's set to give me a dollar value on what happened on the day. It's not so much me worrying about the dollar value as a prime indicator for my portfolio. Like, I want to know, hey, you know what, my portfolio is down. I need to maybe watch my bags, because it's not that I lost money here. Where you see the change, this percent change is just how much of my actual quantity is gone, right? So that I can track how my portfolio is performing. By performance isn't what the value of BTC to USD conversion is. It is whether or not my quantity is going up or going down. And this is why I built this spreadsheet, was to help me start being better with bag management, right? Because jumping in and out of coins, I didn't realize how much my portfolio was dropping. Like, just looking a couple days, my portfolio dropped because I was holding these 2 days. I noticed, oh crap, I'm doing a bunch of bags. Maybe I should slow adding new tickers. And the minute I did that, my portfolio changed back up. Right, so what you see, HB, I'm holding bags. This was the setting for my buy levels. Was at the time was 0.01 on some of the other ones. There was a few that wasn't set up that way. Here I'm holding bags. I tweaked the Bollinger Band to 10%. On the low on some of them. I actually then ended up tweaking it to 5%, which is now what you see in my screenshots. From the episode 13 video, you see that more predominantly. Here I'm holding, of course, still holding more bags, but it wasn't as bad, so it wasn't killing me, because I wasn't doing new tickers. It was holding bags in existing stuff. So I was already profiting. So you can see I was earning profits on days that were, according to the market direction, were down. So BTC was down for the day, but my portfolio was up already. And this one was green. This is up. System needed to be adjusted here. And I rebooted all of my tickers. So rebooted my robot system, and reloaded it, because I noticed some of them were not changing from the 2% buy level to the full buy level. From the 0.5% buy level. Let me show you what I mean. What I mean is, here in my buy level, I still had the 0.5. Like this is an old one where you see where I talk about 0.1. Actually 0.1, it wasn't 0.01. So let me change that real quick. 0.1. Okay, yeah, that was right. So where I had a 0.1, I changed it to 0.5, and then now I rolled out a 1%, so I started changing this to 1%. And then after reading the forums, having seen that there was that I should really have it up higher, I put it at 2% now. So in my Gunbot settings, all of my Gunbots are now the base buy level is 2%. I want it 2% beneath the exponential moving average, right? So this right now is changed to 2%. Um, and as you can see by the sheet, since I've been doing that, it's been a lot better. This was like 19% yesterday because Pay and Neo came back in. I have a thing called roster where you can look here and see that I've, like here, these two came in, and when they came in big. Like I had turned off Pay. Actually, I turned off Neo, so you can see CFI was actually the runner. So you can see now I'm holding a bag in CFI. What I did was I wanted a sheet to be able to start tracking how I'm doing, which tickers are actually performing, where are my bags. Maybe I can visit something when it gets back in play. They'll move further down the line, but what I wanted to do was see which are going to be my consistent players, because now what I'm going to end up doing is saying these are going to be the guys I play more so than any. And then there'll be a few that I just, when they, it's this way, when you have enough going on, you can have lower bags in some, you can have tickers that are already risen and you're holding bags. Another thing, I can easily say, you know what, let me make sure that my NXSs. See, I can quickly say, yeah, I've been holding NXX for a long time as a bag. Maybe I need to turn off this ticker, get a new one going, because maybe these have earned me enough profit for me to turn on a new ticker. And so what I'm going to start doing is accumulating bags in very decent value coins, and over time I'll forget about them, turn on the robot, and that might be a 20% gain on the day. So happy surprises will happen as I get more concise with how I use the robot as a weapon, right? Which leads me to showing you, hey, I'm holding bags. You can see how many bags I'm holding in multiple coins. If we go up to the top, I sorted these by basically the bot. These are trading out. I'm still letting DTB data bits go, because they're not going to be ready by the time I wanted. So that's fine. I will hold it for now. If you look at my Bitcoin, how much is actually in the account? Ethereum is, I'm actually holding now more Ethereum than I did before. I'm trading in and out of Ethereum. You can see Neo is a bag, NMR is a bag, Metal's a bag, Stratus is a bag, NXS is a bag. So all of these are bags, and that's fine, because and I'm going to talk about this, not this video, but some other videos. But there's, as you can see, I'm holding a decent amount of bags in a decent amount of coins, and that's okay. You're gonna have bags. There's two ways that I could deal with it. One is using Sensei Kevlar's videos in the dojo lessons. But what I've noticed is, and this is from being in the East Coast crypto group, I notice a lot of people are buying the bot and they're not using it well. They're not particularly using it as well as they could. So one of the things I realized when I did this video, Gunbotting the Bear, I put out my settings, and people wanted really not the analysis of how we got to the bear, but somebody even went on in my comments, it was like, jump to this area for the settings themselves. But I was, as I said in my comments, I was like, I understand that you want to jump there, but the reason why I made the video was for you to start getting into the psychology as to how to manipulate your settings to get there. But I now realize, okay, people don't want that. They want the easiest way. And potentially you're going to lose the most amount of money. As you can see in my settings here, when for me doing this, I realize, hey, I'm holding bags, and those bags are now starting to lower the amount of Bitcoin I have, and so I'm not actually getting gains, I'm actually down. Yesterday I was up like point something percent because it was at 19 before we made some more trades. If I wanted to, I should have turned the bot off so I could look great today, but no, this is the truth. My portfolio is down because I'm not the bag management needs to be handled. That's why I wrote this little spreadsheet so I could get better with my bags. Gunbotting the bear was something that I wanted to at least get you in the psychology of how you can trade in a bear market. And then here's my settings for Gunbot as to why I did it. But what I'm realized is people want speed. They don't really care about really training. They don't want to train themselves to become better traders. They just want a set it and forget it model. I'm still not giving you a set it and forget it model. What I am doing though, and what I've completed yesterday afternoon, which is why I didn't have a video go out yesterday, was I made a training course called the Art of Warbotting that I'm going to be launching later, actually next week. I might be doing it this weekend, depends on whether or not I have two more slides to finish, which are not really slides. I have two more things that need to get, and that's the purchasing and installation. I'm going to be working with East Coast Crypto on that. So we're working on a project together so that we can set up something that's going to be a little bit more value to the entire community. Those that actually want to train themselves are going to have a location to potentially do that. We'll talk more about that once it's complete. But that's what I'm working on actually today. I'll be working on that today. Which leads us to the East Coast Crypto. If you're not signed up to Discord, the link will be in the description. I suggest you get into the group. Classes are getting ready to roll out. I think half of them, or a little less than half of them, are already gone. I think there's 250 seats, so there's not a lot of seats left, guys, and that's going to sell out. So I suggest if you're going to get into the class, get into the class. The training that you'll get there is going to be beneficial. Like, in less than a month, I have gone from looking all over the place for the next pop coin, which means a coin that's going to pop, and gone into fundamentally looking for more and better trades to, over the long term, build a long-term portfolio. All right? So instead of you waiting for the next pump and dump, you're concentrating on value that can grow over time. That's more sustainable, right? So get into the East Coast Crypto Discord. The link will be below. Link will be below. Go check out Sensei Kevlar's video. He's got some great videos. Something that will definitely help you. The group is there to really help anybody that's trying to get better with their trades, because one of the things, and the reason why I'm creating this Art of Warbotting, is this way, if you're going to get into the Gunbot army, instead of complaining that, oh, I'm holding bags, and you're not doing anything to make that easier for yourself, you're not figuring out a better way to trade. Well, yeah, you're gonna hold bags because you're just trying to turn on something and then just think you're gonna win all the damn time. It doesn't work that way, right? So I'm making this course so that at least if you're not willing to do the extra work necessary to really start training, this might be your gateway into seeing, okay, well, he's showing me a lot of the bot and how to get better with the bot, how to minimize your risk. Like you see with my spreadsheet, I'm starting to eliminate my bags. I'm starting to get into profitability, and I've forced myself into a strategy where, rather than using Sensei Kevlar's video 100%, I'm taking some of the stuff that will work with him and some of the stuff that has reduced my bag holdings, and now I'm putting that into a class where over time, and this will be transparent with my videos over time, you'll see I'm eliminating my bags and I'm getting into profitability and I'm scaling out that profitability. That is the goal of the Art of Warbotting, because I went from having, if you look at this, you're like, oh, well, you're negative, you're not making any money. Yes, but since I started this sheet, I had this much in Bitcoin when I started. This is exactly on the day. I didn't have any value on the day's change or anything like that. On the day, this was how much this is all I put into this sheet. This one line right here up into this point. These are the only two things I had in the spreadsheet. And then from then on, I grew my spreadsheet out, right? And you can see I went from then 12 to 11, and I was like, whoa, 0.011, 0.012, why am I having this problem? Why is the money running away? When I realized what it was the bags, then I stopped making the mistakes that I made and immediately got into profitability. And while this was this was a bag laden day, it was also a down day where things that were traded were holding. But the minute the market came back up, boom, you can see the market shot back up, and what I was holding in a few trades immediately brought the portfolio back up. And even today, waking up, I'm now still in profitability zone because some trades happened in the middle of the night. Right? So this is what the system that I'm creating for myself is doing for me. So I wanted to do the same for you. That is the reason why the Art of Warbotting is me taking the last month of working with the bot, researching everything about it, figuring out the flaws in the system, because I come from a hacker background, and I'm always looking for what are the flaws in whatever system I'm working with, right? It's not just the systems that are a computer system. It's also the flaws in automated system, because I write automated robotic programs. This is not my program, but and then when I see a flaw in the program itself, also coming from an AOL beta tester, I can also look at it and say, okay, well, these are the holes. This is how I'm going to have to patch those holes for now with a workflow. So this is my workflow. The Art of Warbotting is my workflow for minimizing losses in my trades, taking some of Sensei Kevlar's videos, some of the training he has there, and bringing it in. I can't bring it 100% in because some of the things aren't there, but I heard there's new updates coming, and I'll update the Art of Warbotting as the new versions come out, and they actually have a graphical user interface, because right now they don't. All right, so I wanted to keep this short, but it's not. My apologies. But subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this in its entirety. Thank you for taking the time to being patient as I'm making these changes. I'm working very hard to, again, always try to bring you value. Like I said, I worked on this spreadsheet because it's the biggest problem that I saw was there's no spreadsheet that just calculates your loss, not loss, but how many bags you're holding in your cryptocurrency. I created the Art of Warbotting. Like I said, either this weekend or beginning of next week, I will roll out the entire class. It should not be too long. It might be like an hour or so, but I'll break it up into breaking it up into 10 parts. It might be even 11, so that it gives you something that can help you be better with the bot day one. Right, so if you come in and you have not watched Sensei Kevlar's videos, this can at least get you to understand the need to maybe watch those videos, and I might even interlink where you should watch those videos in the description, so it can help you. I can kind of be a guide through those videos of where it's important and where things can help you. All right, but again, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Please share it with friends that you think are that need help in understanding the crypto world. We are getting into a space now where there is going to be more visibility. As you see, a lot of countries are getting involved. A lot of people are starting to invest. A lot of revenue is coming in. We are going to hit like crazy numbers. The run should be beginning now, September 26th. I'm going to make a new video maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after tomorrow. I believe, according to my video on, I think the episode 13, that I said that if you look at the spaces and look where Bitcoin plays, the 26th, we have a from end of September up into right around the first week of November. There's a run up that happens. I think that we're going into that run up zone, and then November we have a dip off, as well as FUD that will come from the potential next split from Bitcoin. So thank you again. I'll talk to you later. Peace.